What's going on, guys? It is the Bad Wolf. Let's get into it. Don't forget to hit that bell, like, subscribe. And if it's your first time here, welcome to the tribe. Let's get going. All right. So, law enforcement likes to point out every single thing that, and they should, that these sovereign citizens do that's wrong. So let's take a look and see if they have any dirt underneath their mattresses as well. I think it's only fair. Now, mind you, there are great cops out there, and I know a lot of them, but there's also some dirty ones out there, and I know some of them too. And sheriffs. Oh, yes, I know some things that I'm pretty sure the government would like to know about various police departments and specific agents. But even though I'm not a cop, it's not my place to make allegations because these are only things I've heard from other ones. So that's the duty of other good cops is to report theirs. Just saying, to internal affairs. So let's take a look. Let's see if they're so squeaky clean that they're able to point fingers at us, which, mind you, we're not the sovereigns that they're talking about. We're the private citizens that they know about, but that's their dirty little secret. So let's get into it. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Well, la-ti-da. Thousands of formerly secret files. So they had these files, but they were kept out of people's hands, and higher authorities made secret on police misconduct in California. Now made public through searchable what database? So this wasn't before? So you're telling me that there are thousands of reports on hundreds of police officers on them doing misconduct, but it wasn't made available to the public before. Now it's in a searchable database. Interesting. So let's see, continue the read. All right. So with that being said, let's have our lovely AI assistant. Let's hear about this, shall we?
More for you. Sky News Aus-
Come on now, look at it, playing games. It didn't jump to a whole another section. No, no, no. You can't run from the long arm of the law. Let's go right here.
More for you.
Look
Sky
at
News
stop. Look at this. Come on now. All right, so we'll do it like this then.
News Australia 5H. There
All right, it's gonna play games. Fine. I'll just read it the old-fashioned way. So, they want to play this kind of game. So, thousands of previously secret files on alleged police misconduct in California have now been made public through a searchable database. The Police Records Access Project database, painstakingly assembled over 7 years by journalists, activists, and data scientists, went public on Monday with documents from more than 400 governmental agencies across the Golden State. So you're telling me it took journalists, activists, and scientists to put this together to do it because the cops were hiding their dirty little laundry? This is why, one, nothing gets done is because we, the people, should be getting this done, which thank you to all these journalists, activists, and data scientists. But with our money, these people should be accountable, and there should be something in place where they air out their own laundry. Do your own laundry. Show us where you're messing up and then improve. Do better. Do better, law enforcement. But nobody brings it up. We don't have the money. It's not my job. That's going to take a lot of time and effort. So do better, government. All of you. Hold yourselves accountable. Put it out there. You guys want to air out everybody else's stuff in business. Well, oh, but not yours? Oh, that's different.
more for you.
Look at it. Still won't read it. Fine. I'll just continue. The records open a window into nearly 12,000 cases involved in alleged. Come on now. Let's look at the lie. Let's look at the lie. First of all, there's 12,000 of them. Now, are all of them perfect? Probably not. But I bet you a majority of them are. And there's probably more unreported because that's usually how it goes. Like I said in the beginning of this, I know stuff on certain cops and sheriffs. I haven't reported it. So that adds some to this. And this is just in California. So there's other people out there, probably double this number, who have not reported things or weren't taken seriously, or it was deleted or destroyed, torn up, never got processed because that's what they do. This is what I'm talking about. I know that they do this. I've seen it. I heard of it. Other cops have told me it. There are good cops who watch my channel and they're like, yeah, you're right. And these are cases. So it's not. I mean, yeah, some of it might be alleged, but a majority of it ain't. But they throw this in here to try to downplay this of police misconduct or the use of serious force. Well, there's no faking serious force, ranging from dishonesty through brutality. Oh, so they've been getting away with brutality and dishonesty and serious use of force as complaints to repeated sexual harassment by officers. I don't hear about this with firefighters. Certain other professions. Now that doesn't mean that firefighters are perfect. I'm just saying, like, they're there to put out a fire, not to hit on you while the whole house is on fire. They're pulling people over and harassing women primarily. The database will allow researchers, journalists, members of the public, and victims of police misconduct to dig into how California cops have handled such cases. This is also known as the Brady List, but this is a separate database, and I don't know if Brady is in effect everywhere, or if there's specifically one for each state. The records can be searched quickly online via the Chronicle, the Los Angeles Times, the San Francisco Broadcaster, KQED, or the statewide news nonprofit Cal Matters. So you're telling me I can't even go to the police website and find it? I got to go through privately created companies' databases to find this? They gathered the information and made it all available? Get the that's insanity. Decades of secrecy of these police officers getting away with all kind of atrocious things. Journalists spent years methodically requesting documents from the police departments, sheriff departments, transient agencies, prisons, coroners, the coroner, officers, prosecutors, and oversight bodies. Decades. Eventually pulling their efforts in a collective of more than 30 news outlets. So they had to spend their own time and money. And that's just in California. How many other states don't have this and need this? And then you still have to take what they've done, which is a good chunk of work for you, put it together to then go after these people. But they've already gotten away with it. They've already essayed women in their cars on the side of the road, or taken advantage of homeless girls on the side of the road, behind buildings, not filed police reports, lied on their police reports, stolen money off of perpetrators. Now, I'm not saying the perpetrators deserved or didn't deserve that, but that's not right by the law. And in some states, that's not against the law, but it's still theft from that person. You're saying he sold drugs illegally, so now you're taking his money illegally because it was illegally got. That's not how it works. Now, here's what's interesting to me. Researchers at Berkeley Institute for Data Science and Stanford University, big local news projects, then created a searchable database with the help of ACLU. Okay, better than nothing. They do help, but they're not. It's like getting free cheese, and numerous other academic and civil society organizations. So all these people had to come together and say, "Hey, man, let's work together and bring some light to this." As well as funding from the state of California. So they got some money from California to do this project. California should have been doing it themselves. The Sony Foundation, well, I've heard some bad things about Sony, but at least their foundation aspect is helping, so that's good. And Jay-Z Entertainment, Rock Nation. Also heard that Jay-Z is a Mason, but he also has some dirt on him as well, allegedly. Nobody's perfect, but I'm just saying. And all of them had to come together, put all of their differences and this, that's, and whatever else is behind them to work together to hold these public officers accountable. And even that is just putting the database together. It's not even actually like holding them truly accountable. It's just making it transparent. So a criminal defense lawyer, her group uses the database to impeach officers on the stand. So this is helping people. So not all lawyers are bad. She also said law enforcement bodies should use, which they don't. When a cop does something dirty, if the station lets them go because now you're making the station look bad, and then really what it is that they're at criminal activities. These thugs, it's raising the insurance rates either for themselves or for the station under their risk management department, and that's why they let them go. And then what do? They go to another agency, and that agency usually does not do a background check. But if you try to become a cop, they do a background check. If you get pulled over, they're doing a background check. That's kind of cute. And that they should use the database to avoid hiring officers who had previously committed. They should not even be hired. If you're guilty of misconduct and doing all these bad things that you're not supposed to do on duty, like if I was like alleged and got convicted of kind of taking money from a bank, I should not be hired at other banks. I should probably be made the president of the bank. But you get what I'm saying? That's insanity. Oh, you touch little kids, so I'm gonna make you a daycare worker. What the? That's crazy. That's crazy. Mind you, I haven't even gone into pointing out the names of the officers, checking the database myself, and putting it all out there. Blah blah blah. Not gonna, waste your time with that. You guys now know about it. You can go, especially if you live in California, and search the database and see, and use that against your officer that either harassed you, SA'd you, right to travel denied you, and did all those other illegal, immoral, and whatever else things. You can use that database. Also, the Brady list might be in effect there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's international or whatever else, but you can search through the Brady list for those particular. And there's also one for judges, and almost all of them. So when these things that happen that I know about happen, which has been most of it's been years ago, Yeah, I probably should have reported them, but I also knew at the time in the era that it happened that they were not going to do anything because of the buddy buddy system, because of how they label me, and because of my color and the city that I'm in. This is why a lot of people don't report things, is because they know that it's not going to go that far. These people are protected amongst their own, which is not an excuse, which means we need to stand up to the corruption wherever we see it and file these reports, even if you feel that they're not going to do anything or go anywhere above you. And even if you have to report them anonymously to your chief of police, your head sheriff, your marshals, your attorney general for your state, the judiciary board, the police board. Oh, you didn't know? Every one of these places, though, you may hit the front wall line. There's a board that they don't want you to know about that you can send your complaints to, your reports. Now that doesn't mean necessarily they're going to fire them on the spot, and why not? Because they allow for some indiscretions, some wiggle room. It's kind of funny. I've never worked at a normal job where I had wiggle room to break the law or to break the code of the place. Basically, I had three chances maybe at being late. Late, late. Countless times we've seen cops doing what used to be referred to, I don't know what it's called now, but it's gold bricking, basically not doing their job, hiding behind some building. But they get to do misconduct, illegal arrests, essay women, sexually harass women and men and whoever else, or males, sexual. I'm sure they've taken advantage of some guys out there too, who definitely don't report it. Very few women report it, and almost no males report it. Sounds like if you're a scumbag, that's the best job to get. Now, my nephew's wife, who's a retired cop at this point in time, because she went on, she's a great person. And she's asked me about some of this stuff, and she's heard how they trained her, to respond to this stuff. And now she's retired, she's more open to it. She left because of the dirt and corruption. Now that's a sad thing. Here's a great person who should be out there protecting us, though I will say it was a little hard to take her seriously because she's kind of hot looking. So I'm sure she got a lot of, oh, please arrest me. But for her to leave and people like her to leave, or like the one cop who scored it perfect on everything, but they didn't hire him because he was too smart. So then what kind of people are you hiring? The people who just blindly take orders and you give them a promotion when they hurt the rights of people, hurt people, of the citizens and general public that they're supposed to protect. But see, I have to believe that there are more good than bad out there, which means the problem, though it's in the system, it's not systematic, it's not systemic. But once again, my problem still diverts to if the good cops and commanders and sergeants and chief of police are not doing anything about the ones that are the problem, and how many bad officers do you have on the force? Blue line of secrecy. If you're sitting there allowing the racism when the person is supposed to be impartial, you're allowing your buddy to touch females or males inappropriately, to deny them of their rights, and to the police departments themselves. And you don't teach the police constitutional law to know that these people have constitutional rights, that there is no such thing as a sovereign citizen. Those are people, though some of them misguided on how to appropriately live privately, but there are bad. U.S. citizens out there who are against the government and police, which are not us or my people, but there are some misguided people who do teach people misguided concepts, ideologies, and how to abuse the law, which is not what we do here. But you want to be against people like us? You want to put your little Wikipedia sovereign citizen movement, this information may be related to? You think you think that's going to stop people from asserting their rights and freedoms? I could shut this channel down right now. The bell has been rung. The information is already out there. It's not going anywhere. I'm not a leader in this. I'm not trying to lead people. I'm not trying to do anything but tell people who have come to me they have rights and freedoms and that don't tread on me, which is how this country was founded. And now we do have terrorism in the form of certain factions of law enforcement and U.S. citizens and officials who are trying to tear down this nation of ours. In God we trust. Well, we good people and we do outnumber you bad people out there to those this applies to. We will not be treaded on. We will not go quietly in the night. There are now millions of bad wolves out there. So even if I stop this or retire from this, the bell has been rung and that which has been heard cannot be unheard. To those officers who don't know about constitutional law, which supersedes the statutory law in which you operate, for people who generate money off of you while those bad ones deny people their rights in the name of U.S. justice that you believe, better make sure you're on the right side when the day comes. Because when the elite get torn down and all these little traitors and treasonous people to our nation are dealt with in the way that is best by law or that the American people as a whole see fit, which has already started, that quiet sound you hear in the back of your head is the sound of the bell, and it has been rung. I hope you're with this country and you do right, because if you're not, there's a whole lot of good people out there who may hold you all accountable, because we're not going to let the blue line of secrecy stand in our way. It'll be the justice of the blue, the white, and the red, or should I say the red, white, and blue lines of this great country called America. God bless it. And God bless you guys. Take care. Talk to you later.